This is an old radio with an antenna, and this antenna indicates that it is a radio receiver or a receiving device. In other words, no matter how many radios you collect from all over the world, you cannot send anything from inside this radio. It only receives. How are we different? We are an extremely advanced device that is both a receiver and a transmitter. Our receptions and transmissions operate on 6 levels. That means we can receive in 6 dimensions and send in 6 dimensions. And you cannot block the transmission, just as you cannot block the reception. We have sent orders to the realm of existence, to universe, or in simpler terms, we have caused disruptions in the fabric of existence. Almost all humans, at some point along their journey, realize that they have made mistakes. Whatever they have done has been wrong. This realization often worries people, but the occurrence itself is actually a positive one. If someone arrives at this conclusion, they have stumbled upon an important insight. We have given orders to the universe, and now we understand that we have been curious. The universe knows how to manage its own affairs, and we must focus on our own tasks and carry them out correctly. So, what should we do? The answer to this dilemma is akin to children writing with pencils, feeling they've made errors. They simply erase and correct. In religious practices, this concept is akin to repentance. It is said that humans seek forgiveness. In the Ho'oponopono technique, this idea is emphasized. Initially, when a person realizes they've given incorrect orders, they say to the universe, "I made a mistake, forgive me." This acknowledgement and seeking of forgiveness mark a path of growth. Rumi also alludes to the idea that when Adam in paradise made a mistake, he responded in a certain way, while Satan responded differently. Satan claimed that you misled me, but Adam acknowledged his own wrongdoing and sought forgiveness, saying, "I made a mistake, forgive me, God." If we approach things in an Adam-like manner rather than a satanic manner, we should apologize for the incorrect orders we've given to the universe. We should ask the universe for forgiveness and express gratitude for realizing our mistake, and say we love you to the new horizon and the new laws of the universe that we realized recently. These techniques are usually part of Ho'oponopono as well. They are correct methods for correction. However, at some point we must break a chain of wrong commands. Wrong commands, like a child writing with a pencil and then erasing it, leave traces of the writing that do not disappear. We must not make the same mistake again. We must train ourselves not to give wrong commands to the universe. In simpler terms, in the language of what is expressed in Persian literature, we should create the spirit of submission within ourselves. Once the spirit of submission is created, we no longer give wrong commands at all. We have submitted ourselves to the laws of the universe, to the intelligence of the universe, and we move forward with it. We do not give wrong commands. Perhaps these questions that are sometimes asked are of the same nature as wrong questions from the wrong addresses. When you ask a question, your teacher is forced to enter a different space to answer your question. From the path considered for the class, for you, for the evolution of the group. It falls behind, and later you will realize in the grand scheme, the deviation you have created in the educational path of that class that you should have followed. Therefore, these wrong commands have many manifestations. We must create the spirit of submission. One of the challenges we always face in our classes is that when we enter a university, the students there lack the spirit of surrender. It means that based on what the mental ego teaches, they seek to challenge and prove to that teacher that we understand better than you. In a way, they challenge him in their own minds. These challenges are all wrong addresses. The right thing is for a person to go to a teacher, conduct research, and do their utmost investigations to acquire knowledge about a teacher and their correctness. And when they acquire knowledge about that teacher and become sure, they must then submit to him. This is how a person reaches a conclusion. They should listen to what he says and not resist it, not send wrong commands, creating obstacles again and diverting the person from the goals they should achieve. Of course, God and the intelligence of the universe have a very broad and elevated tolerance and do not see the mistakes of humans. Even in some prayers attributed to some of the greats, we have phrases that imply that God has a feature that forgives humans in a way that it seems they have made no mistakes, and no mistakes have been recorded from them. This is a grace that God has, but nonetheless, a student who has written something excessively and incorrectly, erased it, dirtied his clean notebook page, may present the correct writing to his teacher and receive a passing grade, but he will feel sorry for the dirt, the filth, the repeated erasures, and the harm to that page in reality in his notebook. Therefore, we must learn to make fewer mistakes, learn to submit and accept the intelligence of the universe and not strive against it too much. This action will largely protect us from the wrong commands we have sent to the universe.